Hey everybody, today I want to talk about this Beatles box set. This is the Beatles The Singles Collection. This came out in 2019, and this box set consists of all of the Beatles UK singles, plus a bonus disc that includes Free as a Bird and Real Love. So this was a box set that I'm sure you're already thinking to yourself, hasn't he already made a video about this box set? Yes, I have. When this box set originally came out, I did make a video of it and I did a review. But I've had a lot of time to listen to this box set, and I've gotten a better understanding of it over time, and I've got a different relationship with it now. I find that of all of my box sets, I tend to listen to this one the most. I don't listen to it like front to back. I do that occasionally, but most of the time with this box set, I find that there will be a certain single that I want to listen to. And I'll just pull out that single, listen to it, really enjoy it, and put it back. But I go to this box set a lot of the time, and I find that there are many of the Beatles songs, of their singles especially, that these are the definitive versions for me that I enjoy listening to the most. And what's really great about this box set, and that's the reason I want to make this video, is I want to talk about why I think this is one of the best listening experiences of all the Beatles box sets that are currently available. And this, by the way, is still available. I see it online, a lot of on like Amazon and Target and all those places still have this available. I see it in record stores. So if you don't already have it, I highly recommend picking it up because this will go out of print, and when it does, you might regret not having it in your collection. So in this video, I want to talk about all the reasons why I love this box set so much and how it's changed over time for me. Now, there are a lot of great box sets by the Beatles, including like the mid-1970s Blue Box set, which is fantastic. The 2014 Mono Remasters box set, also amazing. But I put this box set up there with those as one of the best listening experiences that you can have with the Beatles box set. Now, why is this so great as far as the listening experience goes? First off, every single one of these records in here, other than Free as a Bird and Real Love, but all of the original Beatles UK singles, these are all sourced from the original analog master tapes. So the master tapes that were used to create the original singles in the 1960s, the singles that the Beatles signed off on as far as the mix and the mastering, all that kind of stuff. This is as close to that as you're possibly ever going to get as far as a new box set. Now, of course, you can hunt down all the original UK pressings, but actually, and as I'll talk about later, a lot of those original UK pressings, while they sound good, a lot of these brand new pressings in this box set actually sound a little bit better as far as quality control and that kind of thing. That being said, there are some people I know who picked up this box set that did have some issues with quality control, but luckily for me, I can just speak for myself. This box set, everything was great as far as quality control goes. But so back to the idea that the sound quality of this it's a true analog signal, a totally analog pressing. They went through the painstaking process of going back and reviewing all the original notes from the original engineers, the original cutting engineers that made the original Beatles UK 45s, and they tried to follow those as strictly as possible when pressing this box set, and they really did an amazing job. The sound of these singles is spectacular. And I should also add that these are an acquired taste. And what do I mean by an acquired taste? If you are someone that you listen to mostly modern music, and modern music has it's living in the digital world, so you can have a lot of bass. A lot of them are very loud. A lot of modern recordings are very loud. These are from the 1960s, so the quality is a little bit different. So if you're used to listening to modern music, these might be a little bit harsh to your ears. But I will say this, if you give them time and you get comfortable with them, they will provide an amazing listening experience. And like I said, I cannot say enough amazing things about this box set as far as the sound quality goes. This is the way the Beatles themselves wanted their singles to sound, and that is so important. Now, the other reason why I think this is a fantastic listening experience is that they really just went all out with this box set. The box itself, it looks amazing on the shelf. I love the way when you open it up, they're all just snugly in there, looking great. They chose to not use the original UK sleeves because they would all just be the same. They actually decided to go to different countries and find unique artwork for each of the individual 45. So they're really fun to look at. Like, this is Love Me Do. This, of course, comes from the US release of Love Me Do. But it's just fun to pull these out and take a look at the sleeves. It comes with a booklet. And while the booklet is not, it's not a hefty book or anything like that, it's got essential information in here talking about each of the singles, talks about how the records were actually cut, and all the painstaking work they did to get these to sound as close as they could to the original UK releases. So just the packaging of the box set is amazing as well. And like I said earlier, this is, of my Beatle box sets, this is the one I think recently, at least in the last year or so, that I tend to reference the most. And if you're like me, if you're like a complete Beatle nerd like I am, I read about the Beatles constantly. So if something new comes out, or I find an older book that's about the Beatles, depending on what songs they're talking about or time period or whatever, I will get certain songs in my head. So as I'm reading, maybe they'll talk about I Feel Fine or something. And then I'll think to myself, I want to listen to I Feel Fine, and I want to listen to the original UK single version of that. So I'll pull this box set out, find I Feel Fine, I'll listen to that, I'll enjoy it, and it's just a great feeling to know that I have access to these amazing sounding original Beatles UK single versions of their songs right at my fingertips. Now, as I talked about earlier also, I said that I do own a few of the original UK Beatles 45s. Like, I have Paperback Writer and Rain, I think I have All You Need Is Love, and Baby You're a Rich Man. I think I also have some of the earlier ones. I think I have like From Me to You and Thank You Girl. Anyway, I have a bunch of them. Hello, Goodbye, and Walrus. And I have compared those to their like-minded singles in this box set. And I gotta say, they're either equal to those original UK pressings, or in some cases, some of these are actually better than the UK pressings that I have. As far as the just the overall sound quality seems to be better. Some of those original UK pressings are pretty distorted, pretty blown out, I would say, and it's not just the way. It's not just the wear of the actual 45 over time. It's actually the way they were cut and the way they were mastered. Because those original 45s were cut to be played on radio or on small little one-speaker record players that teenagers had. So on those singles sound amazing. With this box set, they were able to take the original master tapes that they had for these singles and make them work for modern hi-fi stereo systems while keeping the feel and the just magic of those original singles. So you're pretty much getting the original singles just in much better quality. That's at least what I think about this box set. So this is just a home run as far as I'm concerned when it comes to the Beatles. Now, I believe that what they need to do next for their next box set, that's not a super deluxe box set, but just their next box set, they need to release something along the lines of this, but for their studio albums. So in stereo. The stereo studio albums, but cut with an all analog signal from the original master tapes, done with the same care that they did the mono box set and this singles box set, because that is what the fans want. That's definitely what I want, and it would be so great to have pristine, brand new vinyl with the nice brand new sleeves with amazing sound quality for the stereo albums. And while I understand that some of the earlier albums, like Please Please Me and With the Beatles, were not necessarily made to be a stereo album, even though they did receive stereo mixes at the time of their release. It would still be nice to have those original stereo mixes on vinyl. That being said, also the original stereo mix of Help and Rubber Soul, because as I'm sure a lot of you know, or maybe you don't know, when Help and Rubber Soul were released on CD in the 1980s and with the 2009 stereo remasters, they used George Martin's remix of those two albums that he made in the late 80s for the original CD releases. And while those remixes they're not terrible, they use at the time like 1980s reverb, so they're a little bit, the reverb's not authentic at all. The mixes are just a little bit, they're not the true original 1965 mixes. And having those on brand new vinyl, pressed, like I said, from the original master tapes, would be amazing to have. So there's a lot of benefit that would come out of the Beatles and Apple releasing an all analog pressing of the stereo albums. I know I'd be the first one in line to buy it, and I'm sure a lot of you would be as well. So that's today's video. I just wanted to talk about this box set and how much I've enjoyed it since it was released in 2019. I don't know if some of you remember, but I said that I wasn't even going to buy this box set, and on a whim, I just ended up picking it up, and I'm so glad I did. It was one of the best decisions I've made in a long time as far as my purchases of Beatle-related items. So over time, I just enjoyed it more and more, and I think I will, even in the future, I'll enjoy it more and more. And it's just what I consider to be an essential part of anyone's vinyl Beatles collection. So I'd love to know in the comments below what you think about this box set. Have you grown to love it more and more over time? Maybe you are the opposite. You picked it up when it came out, and it just sits on your shelf, you don't really listen to it. I'd love to know in the comments below what you all think about it. And yeah, so that's it for today's video. Hope you're all doing well, and take care, and bye for now.